Welcome back to Feed the Beast Unleashed. I am CZSurvivor, and today we will be taking a look at the Twilight Forest. Now, as you can see on the wall, I have been busy collecting some stuff from the Twilight Forest, and we're going to get into some recording that I have done for you to have a look at of me fighting some of the bosses and acquiring some of this loot. So, the first one we'll be taking a look at is the Lich Queen, which gave us these set of items, as you can see on the wall. So, first of all, I flew up to the top of the Lich King or Queen Tower, I can't remember which one it is, and broke in through the top, as you can see. Now, I'm inside, and there's the Lich, Twilight Lich, that's what it's called. So, how to fight the Lich? Now, it spawns these minions. As you can see, I was trying to hit them, but you can't. Now, you can see how some are holding blue in the hands and some are holding red. The blue ones, they fire a kind of ender pearl at you, and you've got to hit that at the Twilight Lich, where it will break one of its shields, and the red ones, upon impact with anything, explode, but don't destroy the terrain. So, as you can see, I'm just slowly whittling down the shields. And I did this a couple of times to try and get all the scepters, I can't say it, that the Twilight Lich drops. It drops 3, and as you saw before, I had 6 Twilight Lich heads, which meant I killed 6. And we can have a look at what they do later on. Now, once you've taken it out, the Lich starts spawning these Lich minions that look incredibly like zombies. I don't think whoever made this stole the Lich mod, the zombie model, but anywho. And I'm just whacking it with my Sword of the Zephyr, and they've gone. Killed the Lich, and I'm just having a look through my inventory now to have a look at the stuff. So now that that's done, we're good to go. The next thing we'll be taking a look at is the Minotaur. Now, when you kill him, he drops the Minotaur axe, which when you get is damaged. However, if you stick it in an anvil with some diamonds, you can repair it, and it'll be good to go. It's basically an axe with a few extra special abilities, as I'll show you now. By having a look at it, you can see extra damage whilst charging, which basically means sprinting. But like a normal axe, it'll take 2 damage points for attacking an entity, for example, a creeper. So let's go see the battle with the maze boss, which is the Minotaur. So, to get to the maze boss, aka the Minotaur, you have to get through the first 2 layers of the maze, and on the second layer, there'll be a room with these fences, as you can see, that you will find a Minotaur, which is the I can't read the name now, sorry. It's a mushroom Minotaur, so throughout the maze you'll find Minotaurs, but then you'll find a mushroom variety. Now, as you can see here, I'm using my electric one to absolutely fry it up with the electricity from it, and now that that's done, I got the axe, as you can see there, and I'm just going to pop my way in and kill some maze slimes which spawn in the maze. The maze also gives you these charms of keeping, which you can upgrade from bronze to silver to gold. Gold keeps all your inventory, silver keeps your inventory hotbar and your armor, and bronze keeps the item you are holding and your armor. Now, as you can see, here's some other loot that I've picked up in the maze, but that's going to be all for this boss. The next place we'll be taking a look at in Twilight is called Hedge Maze, which acquired me these lovely hedges. Now, the Hedge Maze is different as it doesn't have a boss mob in it, but it has these, and it has some minor loot in it that are okay. Now, what's special about hedges is if you punch them to try and mine them, they injure you, and standing on top of them injures them. So if you don't have the ability to fly, it is quite hard to get around. Now, to retrieve these, I do believe the only way is to right quick click with the stupid tool that I've got in my hand, and this will drop the hedges. But you'll see more of that when I show you the next clip. So now that we're in the Hedge Maze, as you can see beneath me, there is a hostile wolf, which are wolves that are naturally hostile to you, and there it's dead. Now, as I said before, how to acquire the hedge was to right click, as I'm doing now, and just showing off punching them injures you. So we'll go in and we'll find some more hostile wolves, and I'll shortly decide that it's actually a better idea to fly around this maze than to walk through it. Now I was acquiring some of the spawners. Now these spawners can't be force wrenched for some reason, but well, you can, but it'll only give you a pig, which is just the same as using the right click on the Hydra. Now, as I said before, these contain minor loot, which you'll see in a sec once I get round to the chest. Here is some swarm spiders, and there is a hedge spider. Just cleaning up these mob spawners so we can have a proper look around here, and we don't get interrupted by the mobs. So I do believe that I have all the spawners now. So I just hopped down and beat the hell out of these spiders, and I just got the achievement Bug Stomper. And in here is some of the loot you just saw. It's minor loot, as I said before, it's nothing good. So there's nothing to show you, apart from a diamond hoe, ironically, which I've got something to show you about that later. But that's the end of the Hedge Maze. Next, we are moving over to somewhere, a biome, in the Twilight Forest called a fire swamp, and that is where I got the smokers, which are the two things at the back, and fire jets, which I've upgraded into encased fire jets that only activate with a redstone signal, as I was showing before at the beginning of this video. So let's go and take a look at the fire swamp biome. Now we're in the fire swamp. Straight ahead you can see the fire stack or fire jet, and to the left you can see the smoker block, which creates that big puff of smoke. Now the fire jet is powered by lava unless of course you encase it, which I'm showing you now. And as you can see in my inventory, I've acquired 2 diamond hoes from that hedge maze. Now this takes a while, but it requires 3 lava buckets, 3 redstone, a fire jet, and 2 wood from the Urghast arena where you fight the Urghast. As you can see, I'm just going around collecting some. Here's the smoker block. Gone, finished, finito. Here's another fire jet. Now these fire jets will injure entities and will set flammable objects on fire and set entities on fire. As I was getting injured there, and in a second, I nearly get my toes burnt off. As you can see there, but that's all there is to the fire swamp. Next we'll be fighting the Hydra boss, which drops this lovely Hydra head. So let's go to the Hydra's cage and then we can fight it. So here we are at the Hydras Lure, which is that big mound in front of me, and we're right near another fire swamp. Now I'm getting a bit of lag because of chunks not wanting to load, but we'll just ignore that and go inside the Hydras Lure. When I go inside, that is. So in we go. Now you may see the Hydra there. Now what the Hydra does, because I'm fighting it with the Sword of the Zephyr, it's kind of a little different to how it actually works out. But I'm actually physically hurting the Hydra when you're supposed to actually destroy its heads, which does damage, and every time you destroy its head, another 2 heads spawn. It's kind of not working properly because of how the Sword of the Zephyr works, hitting multiple entities at a time. But then I move over to this electric thing, which absolutely destroys it, as you can see. And it's just slowly whittling down its health as I'm getting cooked alive by the heads. But that doesn't matter now. This cave is full of resources. You'll see emerald ore, diamond ore, redstone, glowstone, and I think other mods ores as well. Back onto the Sword of Zephyr because that's dead powerful versus it close up. Sometimes it won't let you hit them, sometimes it will, it's just a little buggy. But basically, that is how to fight the Hydra. Now the Hydra will also drop Hydra chops and fierce blood, which can be used to craft other stuff, and we'll take a look at that lot later on. And for the final boss in the Twilight, the Nag, which is a kind of snake serpent thing, but it's best to show you what it actually looks like. So let's view the clip. So here we are at the lure of the Nag. Now there you can see a spawner cage which spawns the Nag once you get close enough to it, and you can see the Nag, and I had to go into a whole new map area to fight the Nag. And as you can see, it goes around this arena. It doesn't really break out of its own arena, and we're having a lovely thunderstorm whilst this is going on. So you have to attack its head, and when you do so much damage to it, one of its tails, it'll explode part of it, and the tail will shoot off and die. Which you may see here now, maybe. If I do enough damage to it, you'll see it start to shrink. Yeah, there, see that tail segments shoot off and explode, and you just keep killing it. So I decide to, I don't know what I'm doing here. I think I'm getting out Safaring it out. I'm just trying to see whether you can actually capture the nag. Unfortunately you can't, because I thought maybe you could just reproduce it, but no, you can't. So we'll just finish off the nag once I finally decide that no, you can't actually beat it. I try beating it with the sword of the Zephyr, but it's not really worth it. It's best to use a ranged weapon, so out comes the Wand of Lightning again. As you can see, it's quite an effective weapon, the Wand of Lightning, against most of these Twilight bosses. And it'll soon be dead, and now it's dead. Come on. The Nag Hunter, and it'll drop some Nag scales and that trophy, as you saw before, but basically, that's the Nag. So, first of all, I'm going to show you off the Uncrafting Table, now that we've visited all the mobs from my pre-recorded videos. Now, to create the Uncrafting Table, I'll show you now. Quickly type in it, and left click. Requires 8 crafting tables and a maze map focused, which I do believe are dropped by the Minotaurs in the maze, if I remember correctly, but they are found definitely in the chests in the maze, and that allows you to get an uncrafting table. Now, what does an uncrafting table allow you to do? Basically, uncraft stuff at the cost of experience. For example, these hoes into the diamonds, because I have no use for a diamond hoe, and there was 4 diamonds sitting there in my inventory. Now, here's some other stuff. Now, I've got some hide chops, some scales, and a metric ton of armor. Here's some more scepters, but we'll take a look at those scepters in a bit. Now, the hide chop, you eat it, and it gives you regeneration, I do believe, but there's only so many hydras in your world, so it's a risky thing. Now, this fiercely, I can't say it, just whatever it's called, because it's awkward. Blood, once it loads, allows you to make these ingots if you combine that iron, and then you can make all sorts of iron tools from that. So just let me, if I can spell, apparently not. What? Oh, here we are. We've got also smelting, fire aspect, fire aura, which I do believe if you have the full set, it gives you not fire protection, anything that comes nearby you becomes a flaming wreck. And then these nag scales allow you to create nag armor, I do believe. So the chest piece, the helmet, and all that kind of stuff. Once it loads, there's loads of stuff from the Twilight that you can get. Come on, yeah, you got your nag armor, which automatically comes with protection. Oh, it's only got leggings and tunic, protection and fire protection. And then you've got these. Now, if you craft the ironwood and steel leaf, it actually gives you the item with enchantments, but sometimes when you find them, it doesn't. So let's just quickly actually mod T, scroll right down to the bottom for T. Nope, the Twilight Forest, and here you can see, so Aqua Infinity, protection, all that kind of stuff. And you can make a hoe, which has no use whatsoever. And is there any more? Here's the face, and was that all? Was steel leaf? Oops. Where is the steel leaf? I do not know, but that adds steel leaf and iron wood. Both adds their own enchantments for each item. Now, these maps, they bugged out and I lost a completed map, but then it kind of reformed partially. I don't know, but we can just have a look at what we've partially got. We've got this one, if it'll load. No, it's not going to load all the icons on, unfortunately. And this one, which is top right of this. If you go right, we get to there. But anywho, that doesn't matter. So, Next we'll get onto those scepters and show you what they do. But before we do that, on screen now, you should see a nasty cut on a horse's leg, which unfortunately my dopey horse managed to get kicked. So you can see a bit more detailed, and it was a lot worse when he first did it. And I haven't been able to ride over the weekend, which really put a downer on my day, and now you can see him bandaged up. But let's get back to the video. But anywho, let's get back to taking a look at all the things that I got from the Twilight. Can't believe he was an absolute idiot to get kicked. Well, that's what we believe. But anywho, so let's retrieve some of these wands or scepter. Yeah, whatever it is. Now these can be recharged by a certain means. It shows you in the crafting thing, where you can see what you can craft. But first of all, there is this, which is the zombie scepter, which spawns a loyal zombie with some strength. But let's get rid of him because I don't want a zombie. It gives you experience. Oh, that's nice. Then here is the scepter of the Twilight. Now I need to go find a mob. So I'm guessing if I had my magic thing on my inventory, is this one going to take me? Why? Oh, I might know why. Numlock? Okay, maybe something's bugged out. I'll have to have a look at that later. But I don't know why that's not working. That should be teleporting me. But hey, let's go up to the surface and let's test this. Is it going night now? Is that the sun? Oh, sun's rising. Dang it. Can I catch a mob over here before it becomes too dark? Guess not. Right. Plan B. I will spawn in. Oi, what are you doing on there? You're not supposed to be stuck on there, you stupid wither skeleton. They're suffocating the block. Good riddance. Anyway, after we have an annoying lag spike, let's see, do I have some levers? So we can sort this out. Put a lever on here to disable these just for now. And let's spawn some slimes. Now I've changed this up. I've used some liquid tesseracts and I'm portaling this back to my base, then portaling it back over here. I'll show you some of that, and I've made some other changes. But anywho, so the scepter of the Twilight, if I fly up, does that. It fires that purple blue ball, as you can see, quite powerful. And then the scepter of life drain will drain the life of the mob it hits. Plus, I do believe that this scepter of life drain and the scepter of Twilight also will, or is it just one? One of these, I think it's life drain, ignores armor. So you're on a server, you want to deal with someone with quantum armor, find one of these. Bypasses armor. Yeah, that's powerful. So that's how you do that. And then to repair them, if I press U. Oh wait, no, I want to press R, wouldn't I? Oh, it doesn't matter. Either one will work once it loads. There. So the scepter of zombie, potion of strength, and some rotten flesh gets you that. Then we've got the Twilight, Ender Pearl, and scepter, and life drain is a fermented spider eye and the scepter, and it can go right down to 0 charges and won't break, which is a good feature. That's really annoying. I don't know why that's not working. Just whip out you and let's just teleport that way. That's better. Oh well, I'll have to take a look at why that's not working. Let's go back over here and let's tidy up. Here's where I'm teleporting the liquid essence to, that mob essence, whatever, and then I'll just portaling it back out using another one of those what are they called? Liquid tesseracts. So let's put these back up on the wall. I'll create a proper place to store and show off stuff, but for now this will be good enough. Let's see. Put you in there. and let's go and have a look what else I've done. So what else have I done? Well, if we go down into here, which I do believe may be the last thing, I have changed up my temporary auto system. So when you can see these interfaces, they have those arrows. Now if you take a wrench and just right click, I know the prototype and the force wrench work, you can rotate, you can add these little arrows and they'll go up, down, left, right and all that, and it'll push these items automatically into it. And also you can create this, an ejector upgrade, which I'll show you the recipe now. Some pistons, some hopper, some cable and some electronic circuit, and if you take that, you'll get just a plain one that'll say to valid adjacent side. Then depending on the side of the block you click on, so if you click on the top of the block, it'll orientate to the top, left, right, so on and so, well, not left, right, north, east, south and west. Yeah, north, east, south, west. And also clicking on the bottom of a block, for example like here, will give you the ejector upgrade with bottom facing output. So these will automatically output into the ME interface, and because the export config has nothing in there, it'll automatically import it back into the system. And around the back I have stuff that's always being smelted or macerated, that kind of stuff. For example, this scrap thing dealing with bows, stone swords and rotten flesh. But I do believe that is everything. Ooh, that creosote oil's getting full. And I think that's everything for this episode. Now, yeah, so that's everything. But I've recently got online for Call of Duty Ghosts, so if you want to see me play it, leave it down in the description below. As for that, was my most favourite series was Call of Duty Ghosts, the early access, which I managed to acquire. And I was playing through some of the campaign and taking a look at multiplayer through single player and something else. But that's it. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel, leave a like, stay well, and Survivor out.